All right. Welcome to the Pete Fleck comedic rendition of Camino packing. This is my complete inventory of what I will be taking on the Camino trip, and we leave in just 2 days. So this is the final cut right there of what's going with me. This here is my guy Shades, short for 50 Shades of Gray. I'm going to miss him. He is an absolutely amazing cat. But hey, now on to the inventory. The key to the Camino is minimalistic. So 2 t-shirts is what I'm taking. I had 2 customs ones made. One uses the fantastic line from the movie The Way with Martin Sheen that says, "You don't have a life, you live one." The other one's a little more me. It says, "Why be on a beach in Maui when you can be homeless in Spain?" So those are going to be my 2 Camino shirts right there. Most of the stuff's pretty basic. Going to have 1 pair of sandals, 1 pair of shoes. Spark right there. This is Spark from Advocare. It is a nice pre-workout powder. You throw it in some water. Might as well just call that Camino meth right now. Because, yeah, it's going to be important, especially after lunch. And right beside it is probably the most important thing I am taking on this trip. Now, I was in the infantry for a long time, and the greatest enemy to an infantry soldier is monkey butt. Some guys would say wet socks are the worst thing. I'll take 72 hours in wet socks over an hour of monkey butt. To an infantry guy, monkey butt is worse than bullets or sarin gas or anything like that. So yeah, we got the gold bond going on. Got just basic stuff there. 1 towel for pain. I've got Tylenol, and I've got Biofreeze for the achy muscles. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, what about for that really harsh pain?" Well, quite honestly, Hallville is right around the corner, so I guess I could stock up on some street opiates before I go over. It would save me quite a bit of money and would make financial sense to buy street narcotics here and then transport them over to Spain in my sister's luggage. So, there's that. So, of course, got a first aid kit, complete with tourniquet. Tourniquet, extremely important. If you got to stop that arterial bleed, tourniquet is the only way to go. And, if someone needs to shoot heroin, then got the tourniquet right there. Then down here, we've got a battery recharger. Might be necessary. And I got my journaling book. And I got to say, my buddies in the military were very supportive to hear that I was going to be journaling on the trip. They were like, "Yeah, man, you're going to want to sit down at the end of the day and write, hey, dear diary, a cute Spanish boy smiled at me today." So, they're extremely supportive. This off-the-wall thing here is just 3 tennis balls inside of a sock. And being serious for a change, roll that on your knees or lay that on the floor and then run your back on it. And it helps work out all the kinks. And of course, we've got a little bit of a headlamp there, some extra batteries, and then most important, right here. This is called the fork of discipline. Now, unlike most people, I believe in pushing your trauma deep down. And what really helps me with that is the fork of discipline. So if I'm on the Camino and I have a day where I feel like I'm in physical or mental pain, drive the fork of discipline right into the thigh muscle. And it helps push all those emotions back down into your pressure cooker until they, finally erupt someday in your 70s. But then you deal with them all at one time and not just once, so it just kind of ruins one thing. But, to each his own. All right, everyone, this is it. I'm all clean shaven, ready to go. I'm all set for the Camino. or, you know, who knows? What I plan and what actually takes place have never been two similar things. So all this training and planning might be to spend a few months in a Spanish prison. So, you know, hey, take what you can get. But yeah, I got the dragon shirt on to let everybody know how serious I am. If there are terrorists casing the airports, they're going to be like, I know which plane we're not getting on. It's that plane with the guy with the dragon shirt and the pasty freaking legs there. Yeah, no way we're getting on that plane. Yeah, you better step to another, son. So, hey, next video will be while we're in Paris. So, buen camino, and we'll talk to you soon.